Broncos Ring of Famer John Lynch, soon to be Hall of Famer. We say that with you and with Steve Atwater all the time. We'll get to that here in a second. But I wrote yesterday on my Broncos blog on KOA's website about how intertwined these two franchises are. And it really is crazy with the crossover, especially with Vic being here now.
Yeah.
These joint practices make sense really almost every year, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. You really work hard to try to find a good partner to do this with. We did it our first year out in San Francisco. Last year we couldn't because we played each other during the regular season. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the crossover, Kyle Shanahan grew up on these sidelines holding his dad's cords. I obviously played here for 4 years. John and I have a tremendous friendship. Kyle and Vic have a great friendship. I've known Vic for some years, so there's tremendous respect, and that's what you need obviously there's going to be some competition, and when you're doing it against someone else, these guys are going to get competitive. But this isn't about fighting. It's about trying to find a way to get better, to show them different looks that they haven't seen, and vice versa. And I think that's the mindset we come in here today. And these guys will be great hosts because everything they do first class.
Yeah, it seems like coaches really like these joint practices because they can set up scenarios and situations more easily than you can in a game. You can say, hey, we'd love to get this look, but then the game happens and you have to call the game however you see it.
Yeah, the game happens and all gloves are off. But in a practice, you can say, hey, if you could show us some of these looks, that would be great for us and good for you. And so you try to work, and our staffs have done a really nice job of doing that.
How do you feel you guys are at this point? Is this year 4, by my math, year 4 for you and Kyle, and obviously get Jimmy back healthy? Where is the 49ers right now? Where are the 49ers?
Well, I think something that's indicative of when we took over, I think there's 9 players left on the roster, and so we've completely overhauled things, and that's hard to do. But in year 3, what I do know is that our roster's in much better shape in terms of the frontline players. When you add D Fords and Nick Bosa's, Tevin Coleman's, guys like that are game-changing type players. But then we also have learned the hard way with injuries and such. You better be deep. And so we have some depth that I think is coming in handy right now. We're a little nicked up, and at this point, the good news is a lot of these guys are due back here soon. But we're a much better roster. Now we just got to go do it. And we got to go win some football games.
And obviously in a really tough division with the defending NFC champs, and Seattle's always tough. We saw them last week when the Broncos were up there. You and John will spend plenty of time together over the next couple of days, and I know y'all talk a lot. But when you get in these situations, do you find yourself looking at another team's players just so that you can say, hey, John, if you guys are going to be heavy here, we might like to get our hands on this guy before you guys release him on the cut-down day?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been able to do some trades in our first couple of years, and they weren't with the high-profile players, but the same type thing. Hey, we're a little down here. I see you guys are strong. Might there be a fit? Those type of things. So this is a great opportunity to do that with any team that you're working against, but it just gives a great forum where you're here. We're watching their players. They're watching our players, and who knows? Maybe something like that happens.
All right, final thing I have for you is obviously really special to be at the Hall of Fame, to see Champ go in, to see Mr. Bolin go in, and it does feel like it's just a matter of time. That was the first time I'd ever been there, but everyone in Broncos country knows that both you and Steve Atwater deserve to be there and will be there hopefully soon. Do you find yourself getting caught up that weekend like, oh, when is this going to happen, or can you not allow yourself to think?
Well, I've been knocking on the door for quite a while here, and that's all right, though. It's humbling each and every time that I'm on that finalist list. I think this year it was more just a feeling of gratitude that I got to experience both Mr. Bolin as an owner and everything he did for me and my family and for this organization. And Champ Bailey, one of my great friends and teammates who I've had as much respect for as anybody. And he was a first ballot all the way. And so you're blessed to be able to play. There's the Warren Sapps, the Derek Brooks, the Rondé Barbers, and Champ Bailey. Those guys are kind of just different than everyone else. And you're blessed to be able to play with a guy like that.
John, blessed to be able to know you as a friend and somebody who's always able to make time for us. So appreciate everything, and good luck this season.
Yeah, right back at you, BK. Thanks, man.
Thanks.